Morning chaps, welcome to another video. It's not a shaving video today, but it is shaving related nonetheless. I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of some of my shaving den bits and pieces, starting with brushes. So, from day one of my wet shaving career, I say career, it's not a job, but yeah, since I started wet shaving, I've done various things. Like many people, I've had the cans of goo and just rubbed it on the old face, you know, as you do. But then I saw sense and went to traditional methods and started out with brushes. Now, I started out, like many people do, sort of grabbing what you can on the high street, and I did. I grabbed a Wilkinson sword boar brush. Seen a lot of action over the years. This particular one's about 6 years old. It's a small, probably what, 18mm, something like that, boar knot, painted to look like badger. Not painted very well to look like badger, I must say, but it gets the job done. It doesn't hold a lot of lather, so you do have to sometimes, with particular soaps, give it a good load initially and then maybe top up for the third pass. And for this brush, I paid about £3.50-ish, give or take a smidge. And I also have a second one, exactly the same brush, but as you can see, a lot more used. And this one was handed down to me by my dad when he passed away. So it gets occasional use when I have sort of memorial shaves for my dad. It's well worn in. Starting to shed a little bit, so I do try to keep its usage down to a minimum, but again it gets the job done. You can see some differences in the knot shapes on this, so let's just try and get some contrast. There we go. So this one, my dad's one, is a lot more more of a bulb shape, whereas mine is much flatter with a bit of a bevel on the edges of the bristles. Can't say I noticed a lot of difference in use, but there we go. So that's my two little Wilkinson sword boar brushes. Some of about £7 worth of brush there. They do the job, but there are better brushes, which I'll go on to. My second personally bought brush, I wanted something a little bit different, just because I could, and again I sourced it on High Street. I went to my local body shop and purchased the Body Shop synthetic brush. Paid £7 from memory. It's what looks like an ash handle, might not be ash, but there are good indicators that it may be ash. Anyway, it's lacquered and it's a synthetic knot. It's quite soft on the old face, but there is an awful lot of spring in these bristles, so it's not great for face lathering, but it whips up a mean lather nonetheless. In a bowl, in a palm, I mean, you can face lather, but it's going to get messy. You're going to get spray and bits of lather just flying all over the bathroom or wherever you choose to shave. But yeah, so for £7 it's quite the step up from this brush in terms of its ability to make good lather, particularly from a hard puck soap like the Wilkinson sword. Any triple milled soap really, this will make a good job of lathering. So yeah, so that was my second brush, the £7 Body Shop synthetic. And my third brush, I suppose you could say in my sort of wanderings into proper brushes, again was another synthetic. And I thought to myself, I quite liked what it could do to a soap, but I wanted something a little bit bigger, a little bit more substantial. And I thought, well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Shaving Station, Stuart, thank you very much, was doing a fantastic offer on these brushes, and it's the Razorock Monster. It's a 26mm synthetic Plissoft type knot, and it is as soft as you like. Think the old makeup brushes that the missus uses, how soft they can be. This rivals those. I mean, it's a nice, dense, super soft tips. Again, still has that springiness to it that means it's not the best face latherer, but it's better than this one. It's a little bit less spring than this, but again, it's not perfect for face lathering, but it whips up a mean lather in a bowl and again in the palm, and it's great for painting on the face. It's yeah, can't knock it really. I paid about £18-ish, something like that for this, and it's worth every penny. It's a nice big chunky handle. I mean, I've not got small hands, and it fits nicely. Looks good. I mean, it's a simple kind of Persian jar type shape almost, with a bit of a bottom to it, and it's nice. It does the job, and it does it very, very well. Then I thought to myself, well, still don't want to splash out on a badger at this point, and I liked the face feel of the Wilkinson sword, so I thought I'll get another boar brush. Got it with the kind of sneaky, tell the wife it's for her legs, you know, kind of approach. I thought, again, I don't want to spend a bomb, just in case I don't like it. You never know, I might not. So I scoured the forums and Facebook groups and thought, what brushes at a decent price point that are boar get fantastic reviews and are used regularly by many people out there. And the Omega popped up. Simple white plastic hollow handle, so it's nice and lightweight, but it's a good size in the hand, and it's a fantastic boar knot. Much better for face lathering than this. In fact, it's much better than any of the brushes you've seen so far at face lathering. You have to let it soak for quite some time because it is a big dense knot, as I'm sure you can tell. I recommend a good 10-15 minutes of soaking in pretty hot water to soften the bristles up nicely, and when you've done that, it is so soft, and you're rewarded with a wonderful, wonderful shave, well, a wonderful lather, because it will rip up any soap without question. Hard puck soaps, creams, it will literally just take them up and eat them for breakfast. And you can tell this has been used quite a lot now. It's probably not going to get picked up too well on the camera. The tips of the bristles are starting to split and to sort of hook in some cases, and it's wonderfully soft on the face, and it's great for face lathering. And being a natural hair, it does have a tendency to splay really nicely when it's properly soaked. And like I say, I paid about £8 for this little beauty, and it's worth absolutely every penny. If you're looking for a step up in your boar brush from your high street level, this is by far and away the best money you can spend on a budget brush, quite simply put. So yeah, so Omega 48, I believe it is. It's either the 48 or the 49, I do struggle to remember which. Not senile yet, but you never know, it's heading that way, getting on. An Italian brush, great bit of kit. And at that point I thought to myself, well, I've covered the boar hairs, I've covered the synthetics. The only real sort of mainstream haired brush that I haven't tried is Badger. So I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to look out there and look at like the likes of Kent and Simpson and other mainstream brands that you may well have heard of, sort of Volfix, or all the usual ones that you see sort of offered for sale on all your shaving sites. And I thought they're very nice, and lots of people said about the Kents that they're very soft, but a lot of people equally said they're very floppy. Simpsons seem to be very hit and miss on what you get in terms of a shedder or not, but one particular manufacturer of brushes that I constantly saw praised was the chap I bought my brushes from, and I thought to myself, well, have a nose at his site, so I had a good look and saw that you can customise your designs. I thought, oh, lovely, excellent news. So not only could you choose your knot size and style, be it also knot size and hair type, you can change the handle style, you can change the colour of the handle, and you can customise the inlay at the bottom. So off to Mervyn Cadman I went and give him a phone call. I happened to catch him at a bad time because he was moving workshops. And anyway, we had a phone call, we chatted sort of about different brushes and options and whatnot, and I sort of showed him what I'd liked from his site and what I would like as my custom inlays. And £150 for the pair later. I say the pair because I did buy two, you know, in for a penny, in for a pound. I'm going to buy two at once. But there's a reason for that. But anyway, I purchased from Merv two of these. They are 26mm silver tip knots in an L7 handle, and the colour, correct me Merv if I'm wrong, was earth, and there's a bit of gold thrown in for good measure. And this video is not going to do it justice. In fact, let's just try and get, yeah, you can capture some of the iridescence and the depth of colour on that. Now, the knots are simply superb. Being silver tip, if you ever use one, you'll know they are soft, but not soft in the same way that the synthetics are soft. They're different. The synthetics are an artificial soft. This is just like your natural soft. It's not quite chinchilla levels of sort of fineness, but it is not far behind. And I realise how much of a threatening bit I look doing this, but I don't care because it's a lovely feeling. Anyway, like I say, 26mm silver tips. I soak them for 10 minutes or so, sort of during sort of the shave, while I'm sort of hot toweling and sort of getting everything else ready. By the time I've done that, it's all good to go. And they are by far and away the best money I've spent in wet shaving hardware, because they're perfect for painting, like so, but once they're soaked and the bristles have all done their thing, they are perfect face latherers. It splays nicely. I don't push it all the way. I'll sort of do about 40%, and it'll just splay out nicely and give you a wonderful face lather, and it makes a great lather every time. I think there's only one soap that I've failed to lather properly with these, but it's only because they're huge knots and I didn't want to waste too much of the soap, and that was the Ingram's cream. But that, I dare say, if I put enough product in to satisfy the soap lust of the bristles, it would be absolutely fine. In terms of the customisation, Merv was brilliant. He gave me all the options in the world, really. He said, if you can find a colour that I can produce, I can mix and blend them, do what you want with them, and then again I can accommodate any knot size and any handle style. Just let me know, I'll adjust it to fit your needs. And you know what, that was wonderful. To find that kind of level of customisation from any manufacturer really is phenomenal, but from a one-man band like Merv it's even better, because let's face it, it'd be nice and easy for someone to say, right, these are my handle styles, these are the colours I do, just bash them out and say buy them off the shelf. But no, he said I can have anything I want on the inlay as long as it can be printed and it's a decent enough sort of resolution image, he'll print it for me. And the reason I have two of these is simple. My dad, God rest him, introduced me to wet shaving years ago, and he died in 2010, unfortunately. And I'd have wanted to pay him back at some point with showing me how to grow up and be a good human being and all that. Anyway, he enjoyed his wet shaving, as did I, so I thought I'll buy him a gift that I was never able to give him in real life, and I was going to buy him a brush. So I bought two brushes. Now they have custom inlays on the bottom which are unique to me and my dad. They are signatures, so one's my dad's, one's mine, and it's just a nice way to remember him, you know. And the fact that I can have it as a daily usage item, even better, even better. So I know he would have absolutely adored this. So yeah, these are, like I say, without a doubt the best £75 each that I spent on shaving hardware, full stop. So, and that so far is my brush collection. There are 2, 4, 6, 7 brushes there. I mainly use the Cadmans because they are absolutely superb. I'll throw in different brushes here and there just for different properties, you know. Just some products prefer, like I say, the Ingram's cream prefers a synthetic brush. There are some soaps that I've tried, like the Pall Mall Barber's shaving cream, that really do demand a small synthetic knot to get the best out of it, because otherwise you're just going to use so much product to fill the knot with soap. And yeah, like I say, my Cadmans are quite simply the best shaving brushes money can buy. You might be able to buy a style that's more suited to you in terms of your handle and your handle tastes. You might find there's a knot that you prefer, but Merv can probably get it for you, put it in. No one out there, as far as I'm aware, will offer you the same level of service, the same level of customisation, the same user experience and the same buyer's experience as Merv's brushes gave me. They are phenomenal bits of kit. Look at them, beautiful, beautiful brushes. So that wraps up my little tour of my shaving brush collection. It will be added to, and if I do, I will always pop a link in the comments below this video to any new brushes that I may acquire. So gentlemen, thank you for watching. I hope I've not bored you to tears too much. I will see you next weekend, hopefully without this throat infection, for an actual shaving video. So gents, thanks very much for watching. I've been Nick. If you like this video, very much appreciate your likes and your thumbs up, and if you really like it, it would be very, very much appreciated of your subscriptions. Gentlemen, thank you. Bye.